Josh.
We already screwed it up.
No, wait, keep going, keep going.
Welcome to episode 1. This is the
God damn it. We were just both going in.
That was sweet. That was perfect.
Okay, Patrick, sorry.
Oh my god. Are you done?
Yes!
You got this.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Underground Mole Radio. Okay, I gotta do it again.
Yeah.
Welcome to Underground Mole Radio, the world famous podcast where we talk about whatever we want. Starring our hosts, Patrick, which is me.
Ryan, which is me.
Special host, Josh.
The most special host, Blake.
And today, we're talking about video game adaptations. Take it away, Blake.
Yeah, so one of the main reasons this is going to be like our first topic is because just recently they released the first trailer for the Twisted Metal TV show. Who's it with? Is it Apple TV?
Peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right, it's Peacock.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Josh is a huge
Got his
fan of that
somewhere.
game.
Seal of quality.
And for the longest time, as much as I've known Josh, you've been like, God, I hope nobody does anything with Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
And then I saw the trailer, I was like, oh shit.
And then like a week later.
Yeah, I was like, oh, someone's mad.
Well, because I always had this idea of like, it's like, if I ever get to make movies, and I had this idea for a Twisted Metal movie that I thought was going to be really cool that incorporated a lot of the older, like, heavy metal, like, demon stuff. But I was like, oh, Twisted Metal's probably safe. Like, nobody's going to make a Twisted Metal show.
How could they possibly do this?
Yeah, and I was like,
Anthony Mackie
Yeah, Anthony Mackie
on
came
Peacock.
it's very odd.
Yeah.
But
You want to know what I do with... No, never mind.
I mean, if I was going to start with my critique of the teaser, which I feel like you can't really critique too heavily.
I mean, you can.
Okay, if I'm critiquing the teaser,
Hey, this is your platform.
Go ahead.
my concern.
This is just chud talk.
I won't talk about my concern with it not being a tournament and it being more of a Mad Max style world where it's like, oh, it's the apocalypse, but we're in cars because
Yeah.
one of the things that makes Twisted Metal unique is the tournament and like Calypso as a character. You don't really see that often. You do see the whole Mad Max like apocalyptic world often. The other thing that bugged me with the teaser is I get that I love the song "Steal My Sunshine" from Len, but I get what they're doing, and they're like, oh, it's like a whatever. What do you call it? Where it's like, oh, it's like a happy song, but the imagery is not happy, so it's artistic.
It's not like it doesn't match up, but it kind of matches up.
Yeah, well, it matches up in a way that I feel like people are like, oh yeah, that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, everyone kind of does that, but also it's Twisted Metal. One of the most second to the Cars is the music. Like, they should have, if they really wanted to excite the fans, they should have put, White Zombie or Rob Zombie. A lot of his newer music is great. That would have been so cool to open with one of his newer songs.
Yeah.
And they
trick you.
But then I would have trusted it more. They should have tricked me.
No, I'm saying it's a trick to give you the happy music.
Yeah.
Because they show you the happy music, but look how dark it is, and like, I don't know, it makes it seem like it's gonna be fun and whimsical.
The tone is just off right from the get-go.
Yeah, and
right?
look, our tone's
Yeah.
off. But yeah, if they started that trailer and it was like Rob Zombie coming in, I'm like, oh yeah, this looks badass.
It worries me that they're not necessarily like I don't know this and I don't want to speak for the creators, but it worries me that it might not be someone who's like, oh my god, I love Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a Twisted Metal show, and it worries me that it's producers and writers that are like, okay, we got the Twisted Metal property. It's a car combat series. We'll make a car combat series rather than a Twisted Metal series. That said, I want to throw this in.
Yeah.
Sweet Tooth looks excellent. Needles. I'm bummed his head isn't on fire.
Which you just realized.
I just realized before we started this. I was like, oh shit, his head isn't on fire, because I was talking to you, I think, or I was talking to somebody earlier.
I think you were talking to me.
you gotta say we pointed at the
My name is Patrick.
They could hear the swoosh of the air past the microphone.
They can guess.
Yeah, I was talking to our wonderful host Patrick.
Thank you.
About how I was like, well, the newer games, when Black was introduced, it kind of switched from the old metal style where it's like demons and shit. Like Minion is just straight up, he's like a big demon. And then they switched to Twisted Metal Black, which was more like psychopath kind of metal stuff. Like there was that kind of switch where it was less of like, what's it? Oh shoot, what is that band? Oh my god, I'm not even gonna try. It went from
Pantera.
Yeah, that would be a good example. Kind of like that heavy metal imagery to like a more modern, like almost Slipknot, where it's like crazy.
Oh, okay, I get you. Yeah. Like all like the super badass heavy metal covers that have like all the demons and like all the monsters, like Doom shit.
Yeah, but I can't believe I can't remember the band. It's such a famous band.
Oh, is it Rancid?
No.
Metallica?
No.
AC/DC?
No.
AC/DC.
Rob Zombie?
Anyway, it doesn't.
said
Anyway,
Rob
beyond
Zombie
that, yeah. But
Simon and Garfunkel.
yeah. The when it went to Black, it went to like they're in an asylum and they're all like have all these mental things, which it didn't appeal to me, but people really liked Black, and I think it was the first rated M Twisted Metal game.
What?
I didn't actually realize that.
I think that was the big thing with it because I grew up playing 3 and I loved 3. But then when Black came out, I couldn't play it because I was like a kid. And then Head On, I played a ton of Head On for the PSP. But anyway, if I'm going back to the
topic,
the show, yeah, I think the show is going to be going more off of the modern Twisted Metal, which is odd because the last game came out like 7. It must have been like 6 or 7 years
It's
ago.
weird to dig that property up when you have no game coming out alongside
it's been
right?
so long. I think it was like 2014 or something.
Well, watch in a year they're gonna have
Something's
there's
gonna
gonna be a
happen.
new Twisted
Yeah,
Metal game
no,
coming
for
out.
sure.
Please don't make it 3 drivable, like 3 drivers. The game, it's not about the drivers, it's about the driver and the car is an interpretation of the driver.
Twisted Metal 2014 2.
yeah.
2014, the sequel.
But if I was to give my last thoughts, and I suppose everyone else can, of what they thought, I think look-wise, they're pretty close to nailing it. I think they can really pull it off of what they showed in the teaser. I'm concerned that it isn't a tournament. However, it could very likely be a tournament, and put some heavy metal in there, and like give some love to the like
The
source
source
material.
material.
The original thing,
Yeah.
or like, you know.
That's what the fans want.
Yeah. I had my initial thought very early on when I saw that trailer was that I saw a recognizable Subaru WRX in there, and that was my thing that I always thought about Twisted Metal was that they're supposed to be like these hodgepodge, like really modified cars. Like you shouldn't be able to recognize what the source vehicle even was at that point. So I don't know if that's like a stylistic thing.
You could always kind of loosely see it. Like in Twisted Metal 3, Thumper, his car was very much I think it was an Impala or something like that. And so you could always, it was always kind of there, but they didn't have rights. But plus, it's so polygon.
Right. It's so polygonal. But that was the thing that I noticed right away from the trailer that took me out of it was I was like, wow, I recognize that car immediately. And so what is this? What is the identity of this?
That's a tough one too, because I think Pit Viper was also driving like a straight up like Viper or something, or a Ferrari.
Like Snake?
Well, no, his character, he's like a spy or something. He was one of my least favorite characters in the game, but I guess if I was thinking back, there are some pretty recognizable cars.
Okay, I wasn't aware. It's just that was the one thing that that stood out to me. But
we'll have to see.
Now that I think about it, Axel was probably using the very first iteration of what we now see as a hoverboard.
I can't wait to see if they do an interpretation of Axel. I remember in 3
crazy.
Sucked. He'd be flipping all over the map and just getting destroyed.
I remember I always liked to choose Axel just because of how he looked.
Yeah. I thought he was badass, and then I'm like, man, Axel's stupid.
Yeah, but then it's like, oh, how about I use this tank instead?
Freaking minion.
sweet.
I've never played Twisted Metal.
Oh, shut up.
I've never played a single one of
Twisted
them.
Metal is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
What's it
want
on?
to get
What do you
in.
have it on?
I have it for PlayStation 1, so I've got like the PlayStation hits or whatever, Twisted Metal 3.
No,
Oh,
I played
yeah.
sometime.
I'm
Yeah,
down
we
to
gotta
play
play
it.
that.
We can play it, but just know, like, it aged weird. It's
Awesome.
super hard to play. When I was a kid, I used to be able to beat
sounds
it
hype.
easy.
Yeah.
And then I went
Sounds
back
good.
and tried to play it, and I was like, I used to be awesome at this game. I used to be able to play the entire game with my friend, and I'd be Augur. And then at the end, when you get to fighting Primeval, I would just use the Augur attack on him and drive off the map and kill him. But I remember we beat it on, like, the hardest difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't even beat it on easy going back and playing it. That game's hard. Yeah. Maybe I just suck at it.
I'm sorry, you're getting too old.
Yeah.
I'm too old.
Basically what
Your
happens.
spine breaks.
I played Twisted Metal.
Twisted spinal cord. So that's Twisted Metal. Coming to Peacock.
All right.
Coming to Peacock. Check it out.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
But on the flip note, we did just see the trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's just got dropped. I actually haven't watched the whole trailer. All I know is that Josh Hutcherson's in it, but it looks good, right? Everyone's saying it looks
I
good?
would say they nailed the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just from the
Absolutely.
trailer, it looks like they're inserting a lot of the... I am not a massive Five Nights at Freddy's fan, but for some reason I find the lore somewhat interesting. Though
It's
I don't like the
endearing for
story.
sure.
Yeah, that's how I'd put
Yeah.
it. It looks like they put a lot of that in, and it looks the animatronics, and when he looks at the little TV,
TVs, yeah.
it looks perfect. And I was like, holy that looks really close.
I can't wait for after the whole introduction, it just suddenly cuts to an entire hour and a half for the rest of the movie of him just opening and closing doors. And turning on lights and going,
I remember the end game of that. One of the things that I hated about Five Nights at Freddy's, when it first starts out, you're just like, oh, this is spooky.
Yeah.
And when you get to night 4 or whatever, it's just and then you
much,
see him, it's
yeah.
like, oh, you shut the door, and then you have to keep it turns into a management simulator rather than a horror game.
Yeah.
That's great. The first time I ever played Five Nights at Freddy's, I was actually at your house, Josh.
Really?
Yeah, and your dog fucking barked, and it scared the shit out of me. Because it was night 2 or night 3, and I closed the door, and right when I opened it, his dog barked. I just fucking I got startled. I was like, oh shit, I'm about to die. But I actually gotta watch the trailer. But I was also surprised that's Josh Hutcherson, but I'm also that guy's not working from a job. But yeah, I think it's probably gonna be pretty good, or at least
a lot of money.
My sentiments exactly. The aesthetic looks like it's spot on. I have no skin in the game as far as those games go, but what I do know from cultural impact, it looks like it's spot on. So
Yeah. And I feel in the end it's going to be rated PG-13 just because
what the fuck?
What?
no, I bet
Because
I
a
agree.
huge...
They need to.
Yeah.
I think
It's
they need to
a bunch of
make it.
kids are into it too.
Yeah.
That's what it pretty much originally was.
yeah.
If
horror
they
for
don't get
kids.
that, if they don't get the younger, kids are gonna still watch R-rated movies,
Right.
but if they don't get that younger audience to be able to go and see it in theaters and be excited
gonna
about
lose,
it, and open it, that's so much money.
They're they're leaving a lot of money on the table.
If you want to
for
watch
sure.
a rated R version, watch Willy's Wonderland. That movie's badass. With Nicolas Cage just beats up a bunch of animatronic animals, and he just drinks soda.
I was a little let down though with
Why?
the animatronic qualities and that,
Oh.
but
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
happy to see that they look pretty solid, or at least whatever they're using, a 3D effect in Five Nights at Freddy's.
I actually have to sit down and actually watch that.
You should.
trailer.
I thought it was going to suck. You need to. You do it
Oh,
right now.
wow,
Just
it's
kidding.
a necessity.
He's
No,
gonna watch it.
I'll watch it after this episode.
Do any of us have VR?
Yeah.
We got to get the Five Nights at
shit.
Freddy's VR.
You're gonna put me
Oh
through
my
that.
God. I'll do. Wait, hold on though. I might vomit.
Then don't do it.
I don't know what it is about VR.
And Blake
but-
especially needs to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Projectile vomit all over the
VR
TV.
for the first time, and I was playing it, and I felt sick or whatever, and I took one human step, I almost vomited.
Oh, well,
No,
yeah, that'll
jeez.
fuck you
yeah,
up.
but yeah.
Well, FNAF should... You're all sitting in one spot, basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that you should be good with.
I don't
It's
know,
just
man.
gonna...
Wiggle.
I know you.
Have any of you played the Virtual Boy?
No.
That old console.
I've heard tales.
I've
So,
seen the
I don't know.
angry video game nerd
played-
I don't
episode.
know what Virtual Boy
I
is.
played it for a while. I got it for a friend for Christmas. And I had it in my house and I was playing it before I gave it to them. And it's cool because you look into it and it works. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, this thing is sick. And then you get out of it and you're like, oh, this thing sucks.
Real life, man.
It's pretty fun. It works, but it literally makes you see different colors after playing it, and it just
what
makes
the
you
fuck?
dizzy.
Isn't it all just
It's just
red?
red, yeah.
Yeah, it recommended. It's like, oh yeah, just play it for 20 minutes and then take a break.
Yeah.
Josh,
I bet.
All I saw was red. That's how Cyclops became Cyclops.
Yeah,
All he
playing the
did was
Virtual
red.
Boy.
He just has a Virtual Boy attached to his head.
Yeah, that's go back in the.
He's like LeVar Burton or whatever from Star Trek. He has that visor. And he takes it on and off.
It cracks me up that they wanted that console to be mobile. Imagine you're in the train. Like, I'm gonna bust out my
Yeah,
Virtual
right,
Boy.
yeah.
You're like, oh.
Someone's beats you up and takes your money.
Yeah,
He doesn't know he's in Virtual Boy.
Steals your console that's strapped to your face. Anyway.
Well, anyways, I think that'll lead us to our main segment here, where Josh is gonna list off the all the video games that got turned into movies, and we're gonna go around and talk about
round table
about like if we saw it, what we think about it, stuff like that, and also like if you can rank it, like I guess tier rise, like S through shit, like S tier to
S through S. Oh
yeah, S through S.
Yeah, S for super and S for shitty.
Yeah. Double S for super shitty. Yeah, we know what goes down there. I'm looking at you, Far Cry. But yeah, we'll just go down the list, and I guess we just go around and talk about, because I know my opinions are going to be very different, but also I've seen most of these.
You've seen a ton.
I thought my
the
opinions
majority
were
of
the
these.
most different. Although
That
I
is
haven't
true,
seen most of them.
because you had something to say about the Doom movie.
Doom blew my mind when we
Because
get there.
both you and Blake love the freaking
House of the Dead! Yeah!
No, I don't love House of
No,
Dead.
I love
You
it!
said you did.
No, I think it's funny. I don't think House
no.
of Dead is a good movie.
No, I love it.
That's not what you said last
We
time.
almost watched Alone with the
I remember.
We're getting sick.
We did watch
I'm
Silent
getting the
Hill
jitters.
together, but Josh came in for the
Yeah.
last 15 minutes of Silent Hill.
If you told me, like, hey, what movie is this, by the last 15 minutes, I would have been like, I have no idea.
It gives off like Chill with the Corn, Wicker Man vibes.
Kinda. I don't even know how to explain it.
Wicker Hill.
Like Midsummer. I don't know. Yeah, if I
Wicker
walked
Corn.
in at the end of Silent Hill, I don't know what the hell I'd be watching. I'd be watching like a Saw movie. If nobody told me what Saw was, I would think that was a Saw movie. When the barbed wire was going up that lady,
Yeah.
I'm like,
It was up that lady.
it was up that lady.
no.
Right, Josh, let's look at the list.
Yeah,
Alright.
let's start with that list.
Here we go. Also, real quick, super quick Saw story. First time I
Good
saw
talk.
super
Good
quick.
talk.
First time I saw a Saw movie was I was having a sleepover at a friend's house, and he like legally downloaded Saw 3.
Wow.
And we watched that, and then right after that, he was like, all right, now let's watch Paul Blart, like Mall Cop. And that was the double feature we watched, is Saw 3 and then Paul Blart.
Incredible.
All right. Oh, shoot. I'm not on the right thing.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Rule 34 way.
All right, here we go.
Was that Saw?
So we're doing all of these, or am I skipping, like...
We'll skip the ones we haven't
Oh, yeah.
seen
Wait,
for sure.
Patrick, you've seen Double Dragon?
It was a long time ago.
Okay.
I don't remember anything.
All right, we're starting off with the 1993 Super Mario Bros. Movie.
That's right. I haven't seen that.
It's been a long time. All I do remember is the clips.
Talk.
What?
Sorry, you were talking. Josh looked at me like I was about to start speaking.
Anyway, all I know are pretty much like the clips on YouTube, like when freaking Dennis Hopper turns the guy into a monkey and says "monkey." I love that scene.
I can only remember one scene. I've not seen the movie, but I only remember one scene vividly. Vividly is they're like against a railing and this like goop is next to Luigi's head and he looks at it and Mario's like, leave it alone, and then the next scene happened and that's all I remember. That's it.
Leave it
That's
alone,
my
Luigi.
review. I don't remember.
I've probably seen the most of this movie from everyone here, but I haven't seen the movie. I've seen a documentary on the movie.
Of Super
Yeah.
Smash Bros?
Yeah.
Super Mario
I can't remember what it was through, and if it was like a documentary on the movie or if it was like a YouTube channel that did like a thing on the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know like all the behind the scenes
What the
stuff.
hell?
Yeah. That movie.
It's a train wreck.
Yes. Mostly in the sense of it's a perfect example of like, okay, we're gonna, and also Mario's source material. I think the new movie, which we didn't talk about in the early movies, I think the new movie proves that this is false if you just have some imagination and follow the original concept. But this movie strikes me as like the original material isn't smart enough, and I'm an artist, so I'm going to make it smarter. And then,
yeah,
because it's like, oh, we're gonna make it like gritty and dark, and it's gonna be in Dino City and all this shit. And then they got the directors who they got for it at the time were like, they did music videos and stuff, and they were known for being artistic though.
Oh,
And so they got them for this movie. I'm like,
artist.
why are you picking all these people for this movie that's just supposed to be like a little happy, fun movie? But 90s Nintendo had no idea what they were doing with visual media in terms of like movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about, like, because there's so many movies like this that are video game movies where they think that the source material, same thing with like comic
It's not
books.
good enough.
Yeah,
basically.
like the source material
Yeah.
is not good enough. Let's put our own fucking spin on it. I know we're going to talk about it as we go down this list, because so many of these movies, they took it and like, you know what's not good? this fucking thing that we have to make a movie about. So why don't we just re-twist it in our own words and make it worse? Or make it, I don't know, it's like, you have so much shit there. What are you trying to make your own thing for? I don't know.
And I think they're finally getting that, though. It's like, the newer movies and series that have come out, they've had some artistic interpretations, like The Last of Us, where they, it's changed a bit, but it's still close enough to the game where you're not pissing people off.
Yeah.
Same with the Mario movie, where it's like, people can watch it and
Why
have
is that
fun.
so hard? Why is that so hard to, like, you can change stuff, but still just goddamn be close to it?
I don't know. It might be because some of these movies are so expensive. Like that Mario movie from 1993 was super expensive.
How much was it? Like $20?
It's only got box office on here, but not the.
All right, moving on.
I remember it was expensive. Okay, Double Dragon.
Not me. I think that's bad.
I saw it a long time ago. I remember nothing about it.
Let me tell you something. I grew up with that movie on VHS. I watched Double Dragon a shit ton. There's a part where the big fat potato onion guy gets poked in the eye. No, that's not true. Another guy got poked in the eye. But there was a big fat disgusting onion guy who's like... But yeah, Jimmy and Billy. Blue and red. Me and my brother watch that shit all the time. I grew up with Double Dragon.
Did you play the game?
Only like the newest one that recently came out. I never like played the games.
I had it for NES.
Patrick looked at me like I died. Like his like, he like I don't know. He lost.
Oh yeah, because like
that's a classic.
When's the most recent one?
I think they came out with one.
It's on Xbox.
Yeah.
Game Pass.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
Double Dragon Neon.
Yeah, when did that come out? That's
Quadruple Dragon.
That's the only one I've played.
I'm on it. I'm pulling.
That wasn't that long ago.
Okay, that's the only one I've played.
4 or 5 years ago, maybe.
For the longest time,
I didn't know 2017.
Yeah, I didn't know Double Dragon. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Double Dragon 4 came out in 2017, and then Double Dragon Neon was 2012.
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
I've heard that one's excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one.
Next one.
Next one.
All right, we've got Street Fighter 1994.
No, I haven't seen Street Fighter.
I love that movie! I've seen it and I love it! Because, dude, at the end of that movie, every fucking character looks like how they do in the game. Zangief's clothes are off, he's got his little Speedo. E Honda loses all his clothes and he's in his little, what do you call that? What is a sumo wrestler called?
Diaper.
We're learning a lot more about Blake than we bargained for.
And then Balrog loses, like, his pants and he gets his little boxer shorts, he's boxing everybody. But yeah, like, at the end of that movie, everybody looks like... And, like, even Dalsim loses all his clothes. Everyone just loses their clothes.
Everyone's just
and
naked.
They're just, like, yeah, basically they're all naked. But he has, like, the stupid chains around his wrists. Like, he doesn't have power.
Chains. I think those are cultural or something.
Oh,
Wait,
sorry. Yeah, okay. So in the game, they're cultural. In the movie, they're chains.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. They're like... Because he was, like, a prisoner at one point. Or something. But yeah, then he's like, I got... And I'm like, oh yeah, because in the game, he's got chains. He's got the things on him.
Yeah, like rings.
Sorry, I don't know what to call them. Yeah, rings.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you. Fuck me. But no, I love that movie. But I still think it's so funny that the most American Captain America sperm baby, Guile, is played by the muscles from Brussels. And he cannot cover his accent. Like, why the fuck isn't Ryu the main character? Oh, I know why. Because they were like, well, this is American version, so we have to make the American guy the main character. But Ryu is in it, but he's not like the main dude.
Does he go, Hadouken?
I don't
Does he?
know.
No.
Nobody has powers. No, the only thing that has
Just
like
punching each other?
yeah, only Blanca becomes green because he got tortured and like experimented on. And then M. Bison had his jet boots. That's it. But T-Hawk is in it. And so is Cammy, dude, everyone's in it.
Well, so...
Zangief actually has played Leatherface in a bunch of movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so that's
But, anyway, the
Anyway.
new game...
Yeah.
This random fact, I'm gonna look real stupid here if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But they gave Cammy one of her attacks from the movie.
Oh, really?
Where she jumps on the person, spins around, and then she like kicks him in the back of the knees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
probably.
like one of the like level 1s or something from the game. I don't play a lot of Street Fighter, but I am very excited.
Oh,
for 6.
I'm like super into Street Fighter
6
now.
looks awesome.
Yeah, it does. I've been meaning to like hunt down the other Street Fighter ones because I only played 1, 2, 3, and Alpha.
Damn, you haven't played any of the 3D ones?
Nope.
It's kind of when I stopped. But 6 looks really cool.
Yeah, 6 looks cool, and that's also like I didn't have any interest because I'm a huge fan of that Street Fighter art of like the normal like 2 and on until like it got 3D. I love that art.
Yeah, oh wait, no, that was hand drawn sprites. Like those were.
I love it.
Yeah, they were actual, not like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it was like actual.
It was like
Yeah.
still
I thought it-
images
I
taken.
thought it was,
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was so
times,
good,
yeah.
and then they made them look 3D, and I was like, nah.
You know the weird thing. Sorry, we're getting a little sidetracked. The weird
that's
thing
fine.
I like about the art in Street Fighter,
Yeah,
but
5 minutes!
specifically 3, is their feet are huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, because it's like a combat thing. I like that they've got like huge weapon.
I will
feet.
say, there's one character who does not look good in Alpha, and it's I do not remember her name, but she's a capoeira fighter. That game is not designed to have a capoeira because she's constantly moving and she dance moves. It looks weird as shit.
Oh, I think I know.
Yeah. Alina?
Yeah.
Elena?
Oh,
something
God,
like
I'm
that.
not even gonna try and
who
confirm
knows?
it. I don't know.
But like, he's like, I'm a boxer. And he's
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I like the characters in Street Fighter. Moving on!
Next one. All right. 1995, Mortal Kombat.
I haven't seen Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat! I watched it. What?
That was the Mortal Kombat noise.
That was sweet.
Nice.
Fuck you. I've seen it. Wait, so you've never seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Do you play Mortal Kombat though?
Like I said, I stopped at Deception.
Okay.
So been a while.
Who's like your main guy? This is a very important discussion. Who's your main?
Who was my?
I guess you can pick 3.
Give me a minute to think about it. I gotta dredge back into it.
Alright, so,
Patrick knows.
in Mortal Kombat 9, which is the first one I played,
Okay.
I was Noob Saibot. In Mortal Kombat X, I was Kenshi. And
Nice.
then Mortal Kombat 11, oh God, who was I? I can't remember.
Spawn.
No,
You were Spawn.
I don't remember who I
Spawn.
was.
Spawn. It's
No.
Spawn. I haven't played 11, but my main is Spawn. I'm gonna play 11 just because Spawn's in it. I've played Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, 9, and 10. I haven't played 11 yet. But
Did you play
11's
versus DC?
Really good.
A little bit, yes. My main though is Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero, Reptile, Kenshi, but I think it's
No, your main is Striker, if I know you right.
Striker. Dude, hold on real quick. I gotta talk about something. Speaking of Striker, so there's 2 animated Mortal Kombat movies that came out. They're pretty good. But if you ever want to know what fucking plot armor is, I think it's the second Mortal Kombat animated movie where they introduce the new fighters, right? Johnny Cage comes out and they're doing the tournament. Johnny Cage loses and they let him walk off. He literally goes, "Oh, my leg's broken!" And they drag him off. Stryker comes on. Stryker gets fucking annihilated. He just his bones are coming out. I was like, dude, 1, cannon fodder, 2, fucking plot armor. Like Stryker just kind of
No, the literal plot armor from the TV show or the movie,
Oh, yeah.
the Mortal Kombat movie, where the main character's
He's
just like,
plot armor!
yeah, that's my power. I've got
Yeah.
literal plot armor.
But yeah, I play as Kenshi, and then I think it's 9 that they introduced Ferritor, who's basically a master blaster.
That was 10, yeah.
Oh, was that 10?
Yeah,
Dude, I
yeah.
love Ferritor.
You freaking Ferret.
He's so sick.
I think they lightly referenced them in 11.
Yeah. I also
We're
like
getting
Tremor.
way off track though on
Yeah.
the movies.
Oh, yeah, sorry, we'll move on, we'll
I
move
love
on.
the
Hold on.
games.
I wanted to interject with mine. I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
mine. So Liu Kang, I played a lot. I played Ermac a lot,
Oh, nice.
and I played Baraka a lot.
Dude, Brock is
Oh,
cool.
I love
freaking
Baraka.
Barack Obama.
Wait,
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on, Josh. Thanks, Barack.
yeah, thanks Baraka, basically.
I
But yeah, those were
think
the ones I
Barack is the one
swapped.
who killed Stryker. I can't remember in that movie.
Oh, okay.
Stryker, whatever. I have a whole tangent about Stryker.
Oh boy.
Okay, if I'm going to say my favorite Mortal Kombat characters,
for it.
I'd say in Mortal Kombat 9, I love Cyrax and Sector.
Nice.
In Mortal Kombat X, I really liked Aaron Black.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought he was really fun to play as. And then I didn't actually play 9, but I watched a lot of 9. I've always loved Kung Lao, but I think in 9, Shao Kahn. Even though they made him weak as hell, and I was kind of annoyed with how weak they made him.
I was a big Quan Chi player.
Yeah, Quan Chi's cool.
I think it was like Deadly Alliance or Deception. I was a big Quan Chi
Yeah, because they
player.
killed off Quan Chi in, was it 9 or 10?
I don't know. I don't follow the fucking story.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
The story's goofy, and then it gets good, and then it gets kind of good goofy.
So real quick, we're gonna... You guys have
No, I remembered. I looked up the roster of Mortal Kombat 11. They brought back Noob Saibot in that one. I remember. I was Noob Saibot in that one.
I knew it was cool.
We're gonna take a quick break. Okay, so go ahead and we'll
That was a really abrupt break.
Yeah. We're back.
We should probably set up real quick who's going to do the intro.
We're not doing the intro. We'll just
go straight in.
This is still
Are you
episode
gonna
1.
reset
Yeah, so
this?
what? No, because this way I can.
We should probably say like, and we're back.
I did.
Okay.
What did I say? I said we're back.
Well, I wanted to make sure
Say it
it wasn't,
again. We're back!
it wasn't established.
Okay, sorry,
before.
we're back, and
Okay.
we're talking about the 1995 Mortal Kombat movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
Nice 5.
White.
Ow!
Anyways, so what did you guys think about the movie? I'm buff. Buff mole. What did you guys think about the first Mortal Kombat movie?
That's right. I didn't see it, so
Oh,
I don't know.
sorry.
I think that's all you.
Yeah, what do you think, Patrick?
It was pretty good. I think a lizard was pretty weird looking.
Reptile, yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do you
Did you legitimately forget?
Yes. I thought.
Fatality.
Yeah, so I thought Mr. Liz was
Yeah, I thought Lizzo.
it was
good,
freaking
man.
weird. The rapper?
RZA and the Jizza?
Oh no.
Wu-Tang Clan?
Yeah, I really liked how they whitewashed
Raiden?
yeah, they turned him into Mr. Frenchie.
They turned into
Christopher Lambert.
Oh, dude, that's
yeah.
Highlander.
Yeah, you know,
It's
Scottish.
Whitelander. I thought the movie was fucking wild. The fucking lizard CGI, fucking reptile looked like shit.
It almost looked like claymation.
Almost. It looks like something. I thought it was pretty good though. But yeah, the whole like whitewashing it to have Christopher Lambert was weird. I'm trying to remember like fight scenes in that. But is that the one where where Johnny Cage hits the guy in Goro in the nuts, right?
Yeah, he freaking nuts him so
Yeah,
good.
nuts him so good. I don't know. It's fine, but it's like corny as fuck. But that's because 1995.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's also the one where Shang Tsung is like, "Your soul is mine."
Yeah.
Just points at you.
Sub-Zero's in that one, right? But it's like bad. It's Bihan, right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Bihan is Sub-Zero.
Well, yeah, but there's also
Sub-Zero 2.
Sub-Zero 2, Sub-Zero, or
There's technically 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
and
there
then,
is 2.
And then doesn't the first one become
Noob Saibot.
Yes.
No,
Noob
wait.
Smoke's bot.
Yeah.
Smoke Snipe.
Noob Saibot's like a dead Sub-Zero.
Yeah, it's
But
Bihan.
no, but then who becomes the robot?
Oh. I don't know. This
Dude,
is where
it's
Mortal
fucking Mortal
Kombat
Kombat's all
lore
over the
gets like
place.
way too crazy.
God. Anyways, Josh, what did you think about the Mortal Kombat movie? Before Patrick talks about his conspiracy theory
This
about
is-
Sub-Zero being a robot.
What's with the goddamn cursed clowns you have on the shelf?
Those are from my mom.
Stop talking about them.
I think I saw it when I was a kid. And so when I was a kid, first of all, like my first experience with Mortal Kombat was Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh yeah, hold on. The story.
I was a wee child,
Yeah.
and they had rented it from like Blockbuster, and they were like, "You can't play this game; it's too gory. It'll ruin your little baby
Be
mind."
traumatized forever.
Yeah, and I was probably like 3 or 4.
Look
and,
how he turned out.
Yeah. But they
No one can see it, but Josh looks like Stanley Kubrick. Like he's like blonde caveman hair and a big fucking beard.
well, they sent me over to my friend's house
Yeah.
and like locked me in there, and I was like, "Hey, friend, you want to go to my parents' house? They're not home right now. We're gonna go play Mortal Kombat." And I'm like, "Yes." And so we went there, and we tumbled through a window to like get in, and it was on the Super Nintendo. And all I remember is we played it, and we weren't trying to fight each other. We were just like trying to like execute each other.
Yeah.
Be like, we need to see this gore everyone's trying to tell us not to see.
Score!
Yeah, and I uppercut him into like a fan, and then in that game, it like explodes into like chicken wings and stuff. And I remember seeing that and having like the bones and like ding, 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 the way they like fall around.
Yeah.
And I was like, I messed up now. And I was like traumatized. I was like, this is the goriest thing I've ever seen in my life.
These fucking chicken wings.
Yeah, and I
Just
remember
throw up
Oh,
on the
shit,
spot.
man.
my mom like came home, and I was like, "Mom, I'm traumatized. I broke into the house and played the game you told me not to play." And she's like, "God damn it!"
It's like a beginning of a horror movie.
Yeah.
I told you not to play the game, and you get sucked in.
Yeah, it's like a creepypasta.
Yeah, you get fatality.
Yeah, turn it
You turn the chicken
like
wings.
fried chicken wings. Like shit.
Oh, shit, chicken. All right, next.
Did I even talk about the movie?
No.
God damn it!
You
What did you think about the movie?
What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
I thought the movie was good to my child mind,
Yeah.
but it was good for its time.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
like it. Plus, Mortal Kombat back then, it wasn't an intellectual, like, story. It was pretty stupid.
Yeah, so they really didn't have, like, much of a story to go off.
I don't think they had... Well, they had a story to go off of.
No, they
like,
didn't.
a very loose one. But the movie... Isn't the movie pretty much the story? It's a tournament. It's Quan Chi, right? Shit. No, I did not say that. It's oh my god, what's his name?
Shang Tsung.
Thank you. It's Shang Tsung.
Quan Chi's the albino bald.
Yeah, I know.
dancer guy.
he's like
It
a
has
sorcerer.
more tournament than the new Mortal Kombat movie does.
Which one?
The new one.
Oh,
There's no
yeah, the
tournament in
original
the
one.
one.
I know. I'm sick of them not doing tournaments. That's
Yeah,
why I'm
what the
worried about
fuck?
Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
We'll talk about that when we get to it.
Well, we already talked about that.
No, we'll get to the Mortal Kombat new movie, the 2021.
Oh,
I want to say I really like how they actually brought the Shang Tsung actor from the first movie
Me
into the
too.
games.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and he does
I didn't
all
know
the
that.
quotes. They also did the same with Raiden for the voice actors.
Oh, nice.
But he sounds like he smoked way too many cigarettes.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have
Like
Christopher
David
Lambert
Hayter?
and like
Yeah.
James.
They brought
Bernard.
back the
Wait.
original actress for like Sonya Blade and stuff, I believe.
I don't think
too.
they did Christopher Lambert.
I think they did.
Uh-uh.
If I remember
He's
correctly,
white.
yeah, this is a voice actor. Yeah, they did.
I don't know if it would have been. I
Well,
don't
let's
remember
start
that
talking
part.
about our next movie.
Let's
and then
Yeah,
move
I'll-
on.
what's
We'll
the
come
next
back to you.
movie?
We'll come back for you, Christopher Lambert. Don't even fucking think.
I'm gonna,
You're
let
not
me,
off the hook yet.
Yeah.
let me
Son of a
check that.
bitch.
We need like a computer on the side to
I know.
fact
You're
check
not the
that.
Prince of Universe.
But let's go
We
ahead
need
and talk
Hacker
about
Man.
the next movie that I don't think anyone saw. I saw it and I don't remember it. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, 1997, 2
Yeah,
years after
we
the first
I'm
watched
pretty
one.
it
sure at
together,
least
dude.
you and I watched it
Yeah.
together.
And it starts with Johnny Cage getting fucking annihilated.
Yeah.
That's why it's called Annihilation, because they just killed Johnny
Oh,
Cage.
jeez.
And then also they recast Raiden, and then that's when Sub-Zero 2 is introduced. And they're like, you're the bad guy from the first one. He goes, oh no, I'm the younger brother.
Yeah, and his name was Wee Han because he's smaller.
Little wee Han. No, it's like a... Kuan? I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it's like his a different family member or whatever. But that has the famous scene. Who wants to say the line? Josh?
Here.
Sindel?
You'll be Sindel, I'll be not Sindel. Mother, you're alive?
Too bad you will die.
Oh, you be Sindel, I'll be not Sindel. Great one.
Incredible.
Wait, that's the one where Jax gets his robot arms, right? Or did he have robot arms in the first one?
I don't know.
I love Jax. But yeah, I think that one oh no, I think it's in the second one. He rips off his robot arms to have normal arms. Because he has robot
Little
sleeves.
arms under there.
I think he's like robot sleeves, and he rips those off. He goes, I gotta go back to being natural. Because Sonya's like, you gotta use your natural body.
Gotta go natty.
Yeah, I think it's something stupid. I just
I,
remember he goes,
I
wild.
vaguely remember that.
I swear he ripped, and I think he also fights. I think he fights like Cyrax. Dude, we gotta watch Mortal Kombat too. We got.
Ow!
Want another high five?
You've marked me.
I would love to watch a Mortal Kombat movie. Just any of them. Like,
Yes.
I haven't
You
seen
know what? We'll just skip to Mortal Kombat 2.
any
Yeah.
of them. Yeah.
There's this stupid fucking list online of like what order to watch the Mortal Kombat movies in order. There's 3 fucking movies. Why do you watch them in order? You watch 1, 2, and then the reboot. What the fuck are you talking about? How do you watch? I don't know. How do I watch
2.
fucking how do I watch
No.
Point Break in order? Oh, you watch the first one. That's it. That's all you watch. The fuck.
No, what you do is you like
No, next movie
you splice together 1 and 2 to make one large movie.
of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat forever.
Wait, but it's Mortal Kombat
Never
the
ends.
2021 and the Mortal Kombat 2.
No.
Yes.
All right.
Fuck you. Next
What
next
we
one.
got?
Okay, super duper quick. The movie pack did have all the original actors' voices, including Raiden.
Oh, movie
Yeah.
packed. Okay, sorry. I thought you were trying to tell me that in the game they had
Yeah, in the game.
no, but like the whole character the whole time was the voice.
No,
Yeah,
it
see,
was
that's-
a movie
sorry,
pack.
that's-
Yeah,
that's why I got
sorry.
confused, 'cause I was like,
Yeah.
Are you trying to tell me the whole fucking game?
Yeah,
was Mortal
all I
Kombat,
remember is that they
Christopher
actually
Lambert?
brought back the Shang Tsung.
No, they had Sonya Blade, I think Johnny Cage, and Raiden.
I do landing activities.
Okay,
They can only be
here
one.
comes the next movie.
Okay.
Next movie.
Tomb Raider, or Lara Croft Tomb Raider, 2001.
With Angelina Jolie.
No,
Ryan,
I haven't seen that.
It's been a while.
I've seen it. And I told Ryan this last time.
Yeah.
Because Daniel Craig.
Right.
Yeah.
I got hyped about
that's
that.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Daniel
yeah.
Craig
That's why I got to
is-
see that
is
movie.
her love interest of
Yeah.
that movie.
And I remember you looked it up, and it's like it looks just like Daniel Craig, but younger.
Younger, yeah, he just looks like a younger guy.
And that's what I said.
I
I was
can't
right.
remember anything about that movie except for the end when they fall into like a giant blender and Daniel Craig got smushed, and then she goes back in time and he's alive.
I don't remember that
But
movie much either.
Okay, yeah, it's like a fever dream. I can't remember. But Angelina Jolie's in it, and she's like, "I'm hot," and I'm like, "All right."
I remember.
As a kid, I was like,
she
"I don't
says
get
That feels like a
Yeah,
product
I
of
was
its
like, I'm
time,
not
right?
attracted
Like
to
early
women at my current
2000s, like,
Angelina.
Angelina. Yeah, exactly.
God, I gotta sit down and watch those movies again because it's been so long. All right, next one.
Resident
Did
Evil.
you see it?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I did see it, but I don't think I
You
have
don't
any
remember- oh, that's right,
productive
you just said it.
commentary yet.
All right, Resident Evil 1.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil 1,
2002.
right. So we all, the three of us saw this.
Yeah.
Josh, you saw it
Yeah,
separate.
it's the proof of the mole man!
They
Mole man protocol
Mole, yeah.
all of the Resident
God.
Evil movies merged together in my brain.
Okay.
They don't merge in mine. Well, that's not true. Like, 3 of them I don't remember.
So
Yeah, because only one of them has the freaking mole man.
I liked Resident Evil 1, the movie,
yeah.
but I was confused that it has basically no relation other than its zombie environment and the
Yeah.
lab breakout, and there's a liquor too, so it has a couple of like tie-ins to the game, but other than that, it
It had, like,
has nothing to do with the games.
Which... Wait,
Like,
sorry, Patrick.
do
That's
you-
right. All 3 of us saw it.
Do you think that they were originally creating it to be a Resident Evil movie, or do you think it was like a separate zombie movie that they just decided to add Resident Evil stuff to, like, towards the end?
I think it was probably a Resident Evil movie to start.
Yeah, I think it was...
But it's so weird that they barely have Resident Evil in it.
Well, here's the thing, because we were talking about this earlier because we were watching the Silent Hill movie, is I think they wanted to stay so far away from the game because... Oh, what the fuck did I say earlier? They were, like, afraid of making stuff too close to the game because they knew they were going to get backlash for not doing the game correctly. So then instead they did it incorrectly, but then the next movie is super about the game. And then they also
Right.
got backlash for that, so then they went back to the original of not giving a shit. Because Resident Evil 3 movie has nothing to do with the fucking games, it's fucking Book of Eli. It's fucking Mad Max. like, they just went back because like, oh shit, we fucked up again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why there's none of like the main characters, except for the very end, they technically introduced Dr. Birkin. But they barely do that because they don't say him by name. Oh no, they do say him by name.
They use the wrong name, don't they? It's not-
No, it's Dr. Birkin.
It is.
No,
but
they
then-
say Dr. Borkin.
Shut up. Bork. It's Swedish chef. It's a spicy zombie. But yeah, at the end, it is Dr. Birkin.
Okay.
The actor left the franchise, so then they renamed the character Dr. Birkin to Dr. Isaacs because Jason Isaacs played Dr. Birkin, which I just think is fucking stupid. Move on. What are you making a movie for? But yeah, I don't know. It's so weird to watch a movie that had absolutely nothing to do with the game. But I guess, like, even at the end, they're like, oh, welcome to Raccoon City now. It's like, now she's in Raccoon City. Oh,
Wow.
are we building up to, like, the second game or the third game? Which technically they did. But then I'm like, I don't think they originally had the plan of introducing any of those characters from the games. I think it was all just going to be weirdo fucking who gives a shitos.
And then in that one later movie where they did have a bunch of characters from the game, they like freaking killed them off at the
They killed them all off! They all died! And then in between movies, they just kill them all off. You want to know how Leon dies? He gets killed by a mutant. He gets killed by some random...
What?
Just
He gets, like,
a
impaled.
generic mutant.
Him and Ada die in between 2 movies.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, him and Ada get killed off because like, oh, we gotta introduce new characters because we don't want to bring in the old characters from the games because that's the only reason people are gonna watch your movies because the characters of the games. So we're gonna introduce new characters. So we killed Leon and killed Ada.
At the beginning
And
of
Chris is dead!
at the beginning of the next movie, they're like, "Man, I can't believe all those people died. Oh, that was grotesque. Oh my god."
I wish they did that. Instead, she's just like, Wesker betrayed us in Washington and a bunch of people died. And I was like,
Oh,
so
man.
I guess they all died.
off-screen.
Yeah, off-screen, which
Wesker,
is such
classic
ass.
Wesker.
And then Wesker got killed by a door. Fucking putz. Anyways,
Horrible interpretation of Wesker too.
He's horrible!
I hated the way that they did him. They did. It was weird too.
nobody
'cause
can see
I-
what I'm doing by being Wesker.
I feel
You're
like
being
they
buff.
You
they
look
tried
just
to
like
get
her.
really
Wesker.
close to the game. He even does like the glasses throw.
Yeah, he throws them at
fire.
Chris.
Ah.
But Chris isn't boulder punching
Yeah,
Chris.
the actor that they got, he just doesn't pull off like Wesker's intimidation from the games. He
you
just
wanna
kind of
know-
looks like a wuss.
Do you want to know a fun fact about, I think his name is Sean Roberts? He's in Goosebumps.
Oh.
The original cartoon. I mean, not the cartoon,
Yeah.
but the kids show. He's in there, and he goes to like... We fucking watched it. We watched
Yeah.
all the Goosebumps. But this
I
isn't
like
about
the
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
This
We're
is-
not
that's
talking-
another
we're not
podcast.
talking
That's
about
another one. Yeah,
Goosebumps.
we gotta
Another
watch all
day.
the Goosebumps.
Next movie.
Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life.
Nope, no. Laura
It's
Croft.
also been a long time for that one.
I also blew Ryan's mind by telling him that George
Yes.
Butler is in that
Yes,
movie.
that's right.
And he does prison pull-ups.
All the who's
Yeah.
who of like the Hollywood hunks are in these
Right?
Lara Croft movies.
I can't remember anything about that movie except for spoiler alerts, who gives a shit? The part where Gerard Butler's doing pull-ups, and then at the end where Laura Croft kills Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm betraying you, and she goes, BAM! And just shot him.
I think I remember a scene where Gerard Butler is riding a motorcycle.
Yeah, I was just gonna say motorcycle!
On like the Great Wall of China or something.
God, so one of the things that we can remember about the Tomb movie is Gerard Butler.
Yeah,
who's
Gerard
not
Butler.
the main character.
I gotta
should
see
be.
these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, these sound hype.
We'll do a double feature.
You gotta see
I'm
Phantom
into
of the Opera too. Gerard Butler is a heartthrob in that one.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, but half of his face is so ugly you throw up when you see it. God. Keep
Just
that
like
goddamn mask
real
on.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, back when he was Dracula.
Next one.
All right. Unbelievably came
Oh
out
wait,
in 2003.
did you watch Tomb Raider 2?
No.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
Unbelievably in 2003, House of the Dead.
Nope, no House of the Dead.
No. Don't
I've
touch
seen
me.
it and I love it! Josh, have you seen it? And you love it!
No, well, so I've seen a
Like
lot
standing
of
up.
clips from it.
Sorry, I had to get
But
up.
I
had to get out of
can't.
the chair.
Like, I think I tried to watch. This is later, but I think I tried to watch Far Cry, and I was like, I can't watch this guy's movies. They're
Yeah,
so
same
boring.
director. Uwe.
Yeah.
Uwe Boll,
Ooh,
I
our
remember
hero.
More
there
like,
was a
ew. That's how you should pronounce
Stop,
it.
he's gonna box you.
Oh my god.
Wait, oh yeah, there's a story I
Yeah.
wanted to tell.
Hey, when would you like to tell it now or in a little bit?
I
I
could
want to
take
tell it now. I want to tell it now. Okay.
Chud talk. Chud talk.
Chud talk. Earlier, I mentioned to Ryan that I have a story to tell. So, Uwe Boll is a German director who's done he has 5 different video game titles underneath his belt.
He's got a decent amount. Yeah.
He's got Far Cry, House of the Dead,
Yeah.
Alone in the Dark, Blood Rain, Postal,
Yeah.
Postal.
and
I
I swear there was maybe another one. But anyways, his movies have been so critically shit on. And he challenged his critics to a boxing match. And guess what? He won. Every single one. He knocked them all out. And he basically goes if you want to talk shit about my movies, you have to have X amount of bad reviews, and we're going to his boxing thing. There's a documentary called Raging Bull, which is a play on the Martin Scorsese movie with Robert De Niro. We have to watch
What an
this.
absolute legend.
Dude, and then Patrick's like, we should kick his ass. I was like, don't, dude, I don't know if we can. The dude,
He's got
Well,
experience.
he's old now, but he might be stunning. Batman was still kicking ass.
Okay, but he's also fighting little nerdy guys.
Yeah.
Whenever.
Well, what are we?
I think I could take him.
Well, no,
Maybe.
I'm not saying I'm gonna fight him.
Yeah, we'll pick
But
a champion.
But he's not fighting fighters.
Yeah, he's
so
not fighting,
to me, when I saw that, it was this is completely unimpressive.
he beat up little troll boys.
Little Timmy from...
No, he beat up completely qualified reviewers of his pieces he's made.
But yeah, I thought that was so goddamn funny that he challenged all these dudes to things because they said bad shit about his movies. And I'm like, dude, you make shit movies. Sorry to break it to you, dude. I mean, you hit gold of House of the Dead. You hit gold of House of the
I
Dead.
think he hit
gold. He hit gold, Patrick.
The
He
part,
hit poo-poo.
the part where the zombie pops up out of behind the log and they shoot him in his head.
The part where it goes all slow-mo and
good.
when that one girl's jumping in the air and she goes
Yeah.
shotgun. Or the part where Simon gets his face melted, or the part where that guy's in the porta potty and gets knocked over by zombies and he's all covered poo-poo with the whole rest of the movie. His name's Greg.
The only 2 parts I remember from that movie is the shootout where the zombie "Ugh," and then they shoots him and he explodes. But also the boat scene.
Oh yeah, when they're all attacking the boat.
Yeah, where they're like, we gotta get to the boat. And they're like, no, don't go to the boat. It's full of zombies. And the zombies just start killing everybody.
Yeah, because since he's a German director, and actually it's funny because I was telling Patrick this, he uses the same actors constantly. So the actor who's the ship captain has been in a ton of his movies, and then also Ron Howard's brother is in that movie. And he's the little toady fisherman guy who's like, "Hey skipper, how you doing?" And then he gets eaten. That movie's so fucking cool because there's a scene where they're trying to get to the house of the dead. They're trying to get to the house and they mow down all these goddamn zombies and they all have shotguns and machine guns and Uzis, and Liberty is in a bikini. She gets killed and when they get killed it goes slow motion 360 around them with the camera. And then that girl gets down into tits!
So what is the story?
The story is a bunch of people go to an island for a party, right? Yeah! And then zombies break out because there's a house that a mad scientist was doing mad science shit because he's an old zombie who used his blood to bring back other zombies back to life. And then this other group of main characters are like, oh shit, we missed the party boat. So they hire this old weapons dealing, weapons smuggler German captain with his little toady skipper, not toady skipper, his little toady first mate in a little raincoat. He goes, take us to Party Island, and he's like, I don't want to get close to that fucking island. Like, we'll pay you a whole bunch. He goes, I'll take you to that fucking island. So he takes them all to the island. He goes, we gotta bury all these guns on this island. And then he has a Tommy gun. He's like, and he kills all the zombies down.
The thing that pisses me off about that movie is
Nothing.
Another series
Because it ended.
that I have no right to like enjoy is House of the Dead. I love House of the Dead.
Yeah.
And
The movie.
that has nothing to do with...
Oh, you mean the games?
Yeah, the game.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with the plot, which the plot is stupid.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not even close.
Yeah, the plot...
Where is Goldman?
Where's the house?
Dogs of the AMS.
Well, the house is where they're trying to get to.
Nah.
And that's where they kill those zombies. But then, of course, in the house, you realize, like, that's where the zombie guys live.
I think the extent is Uwe Boll was like,
Zombies.
and he looked at the script and said House of the Dead, and he's like, I got this.
And he's like, hey, do you want to look at the source material? He goes, House of the Dead.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
all-
that-
yeah.
He went to an
House,
arcade,
yeah.
and he's like, he goes, yeah, I got this.
Nice.
No, he went to the arcade, didn't put any quarters in, and watched the, like,
Little.
Oh, yeah,
thing
like
that
the little
kids will, like,
demo
pretend
thing.
they're playing it too.
Next one.
Okay, Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Nope, not yet.
I saw it.
I've
yeah.
seen it. That's when they introduced Carlos Oliveira. And also Nikolai... Funny enough, the actor who plays Nikolai
Mm-hmm.
he is a Uwe Boll
Apologist?
no. he's one of Uwe Boll's like guys. He's like in 4 of his movies.
Shoot.
He
Yeah,
infiltrated.
He's the main character in Postal, and he's in Blood Rain 2. And he's
Damn.
also in, I think there's like 2 other movies that he's in. But yeah, Zach Ward is one of Uwe Boll's buddies.
Oh.
All right. I'm pretty sure they also had Jill Valentine in that one.
They did, and you want to know something funny?
Yeah.
I thought Jill Valentine was played by Courtney Cox
Oh.
for the longest fucking time. I thought Courtney Cox was playing Jill Valentine in that movie.
Well, who was playing Jill Valentine?
Serena Guller.
Okay. All right. So,
It's like Selena.
did you see it?
No.
Can we talk about her outfit in that movie?
Can we talk about freaking Nemesis in that movie?
Doors. Actually, really quick, can I go on a tangent about that fucking movie?
Oh yeah, the
Chud Talk. We know a guy from high school who tried to tell me that that's not what Nemesis looks like. He tried to tell me that Nemesis was this big buff dude with a big claw for a hand. And I was like, do you mean Tyrant? He goes, no, I know who Tyrant is. I'm talking about Nemesis. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyways, so what did you all think about the movie? I thought it was alright. It's closer to Resident Evil 3, the game, but at the same time, we're for some reason following Alice as he's dressed as like a hooker.
I loved it. I thought it was the best movie ever made.
Honestly,
I haven't seen it.
God damn you!
I mean, I guess they made Nemesis look pretty good to how he looks in the game, I guess, but
Yeah.
like, I wish he was bigger.
Was he not that big?
Yeah,
like,
I-
what-
From
think
what I
it was a
remember,
dude
he
with
wasn't
big
that
boobs.
big.
Yeah.
Like
Huh.
he was like
It was like normal
a little
size.
bit bigger.
yeah.
But he wasn't like a giant.
So,
he's
like,
supposed
basically
to.
like a dude in a suit, kind of.
Yeah.
size
Oh, but there was a
thing.
part where like Alice does like kung fu against him, and I thought that was stupid.
Sounds-
It would have been hilarious if he did kung fu against her, like threw down his freaking giant
But
chain
that's also
gun,
the movie
just does a
where they
roundhouse kick and stuff.
introduce, LJ, Mike Epps.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, he has 2 golden deagles, and he was running over zombies screaming, I got 10 points. That's who they fucking introduced in Resident Evil 2.
Nice. I
And
love
guess
that
what? He
character.
lives to the next one!
Yeah, and I remember the scene where like Nemesis is looking at him, like locking on, like, and then
drops his guns.
yeah, he drops his guns. The Nemesis is like, oh, there's no threat detected here. Gotta get out of
And
here.
like ran away.
You can live now.
But yeah, that
Nice one, Nemesis.
That movie's whatever. I mean, it's fine, but it's just Alice's outfit's so.
Oh
fucking-
my-
she
I
wears,
just-
like fishnet, and she has like torn up jeans.
I-
But she finds the clothes at like a department store, and then she rips them all apart. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
I just realized that they have Nemesis going after stars,
Yeah.
but they never introduced stars.
Yeah, they did.
No.
Okay. Oh, fuck yeah. They tried to introduce them in the beginning.
Well, probably barely.
Well, yeah, absolutely barely, because they expect you to know. They expect you to know stuff.
I like that.
Real quick, before we get to the next one, we're actually going to take a short break.
Short break starting now.
Bubbles off of your coat.
Sorry, is this being a problem?
No, not at all. I
Okay.
think it's funny hearing the noises.
I was so close to reaching over.
All
I want to reach over and drink it myself.
We're back. All right, Josh. Next movie.
Okay, we got
What?
That's my pants.
A little weird.
Okay.
Pants.
for our next movie. We've got Alone in the Dark.
Ooh.
Damn, I want to see Alone in the Dark. I haven't
We almost
seen it.
watched
That's
it today, but
Yeah, we
Patrick
did.
Yeah,
cried.
it's what?
I've got enough
Cried.
trauma from
I
the
cried
game.
when Christian Slater looked at the camera. I thought he was looking directly at me,
It
and
was. It's called Alone in the Patrick.
that doesn't sound right. I saw it a long time ago. I barely remember it. I remember it's dark and he's alone, and there's like really bad CGI.
Well, there's also like a bunch of other characters.
Nah, he's alone.
Sorry, I'm fussing around my chair. We do need to sit down and watch that because it's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah.
But, funny enough, me and Josh cannot stand that fucking game because it falls apart.
So this is actually a later one than this movie. I think the game. So the movie is based off of an earlier game, and then I think the newer game was a remake.
Okay.
And the remake is a nightmare.
It's a fucking nightmare.
Okay.
Because there's one driving sequence that I literally
The taxi
rage quit that.
sequence.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's so
I've heard of
fucking
this.
hard. Because the whole city's like falling apart, and if you hit anything, your taxi goes flying, and you're
Yep.
dead.
It
And the
took
combat
me,
system's weird.
Well, so the car sequence, because it's notorious, it's one of the worst driving sequences in any video game. It took me, I think, like 57 tries or something to beat it. And when I beat it, I was like, I did it! Like tears coming out of it. But the worst driving sequence, just to throw this out there, is, we talked about it last time, is 007 Blood Diamond or whatever.
Bloodstone.
Bloodstone.
Yep.
The sequence where you're on ice in like in the Aston Martin or the Aston Martin, and then the plane
Yeah,
is
emphasis
shooting
on
like
ass.
rockets at you, and if you stop for a second, it
dead.
kills you.
Yeah.
And that one took me like 80 tries, and I thought I was going to go insane. That is the worst driving sequence in any video game I've ever played.
Well, that's like how it is in the Alone in the Dark game that you and me played. It's like if that car hits anything, you're dead.
Yeah.
Because the whole city's falling behind you,
And
and
then
like the chasm's eating you, and it just fucking
Well, and
kills you.
stuff like comes out of the ground, so
Yeah.
if you hit it, you're like,
But
whoa!
that
And then you
game,
lose.
that game allows you to skip chapters to a certain point. So
Yeah.
you can skip the driving part, and then you go to the next chapter.
I can't remember that.
Yeah, you can skip shit, but at a certain point, like you can't skip past
Keep
all the
skipping
stuff.
it.
Yeah,
Huh.
But
You gotta stop, man.
I'm really tempted to put that game on the channel because that game's a fucking monstrosity.
That'd be an interesting
It's
one.
funny if you go back to like my original, like when I was a baby making YouTube stuff. I have glow in the dark video footage of me let's playing it when I had the camera that's like this small, cool pixel
Ah,
thing.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
real
I remember
legit
that,
stuff. When I used to do like my old fucking let's play shit. But I'm super tempted to play it again. But I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat it. I fucking hate it.
I don't know. We could pass off or whatever. Like
Until one of us breaks the controller.
until
Yeah.
we just break
We
down.
get to the driving part, we all just stop talking to each other. Just hate
we
each
have
other.
to do the driving part.
Okay, we'll see who makes
One
it.
we have to skip to the driving part.
There we go.
It's just an entire video of the driving section.
Dude, that'd be such a good video.
That sucks.
Oh yeah, that would be a good one, and do like the worst driving sequences.
But
Yeah,
could you
absolutely.
imagine if like the very first person to play it actually gets through it, and then we're just like sitting there in
yeah, the
silence,
first
like
try.
how?
like punching
Pummeling them.
Brian's like, I don't know why you guys are complaining. This is so easy. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Have either any of you played the game Unearthed Trail of Ibn Battuta or whatever?
Never heard
Not
of
even
it.
heard of
It
that.
was
No.
this crazy. It was this crazy knockoff.
Oh my god, no! I
Uncharted
think
game.
no. I
Yeah.
think you showed me a video of
And
that.
I
Yeah,
played
yeah.
it. I played the first chapter, and it was like it's definitely not a good game. It's like one of the worst. Like okay, it wasn't the worst game that's ever come out, but it is not good.
Oh damn.
Like the tutorial.
Who's the developer? Where are they?
They were
based?
from the Middle East.
Okay.
And it was very clear it was like they don't have experience in the gaming industry.
or money or
Well, they had an okay amount of money.
Oh.
But when that game came out, it was at a weird time because it wasn't as easy to make games just look good like now.
I guess so.
But there's a driving sequence in that game where it's like, get away from the people following you. And it is the funniest driving sequence ever because there's cars like all over the road, and the car is so floaty and slow. You're just like, oh, and it's like going barely fast, and the cars are like behind you. Like it's the goofiest sequence. And then you don't know what you're doing. It just makes you drive while like this action music is playing. And I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. Am I supposed to be hiding? And it just ends.
You made it.
But it took
somehow.
like 20 minutes to make it end.
Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, I
was,
just
like,
want
crying.
to point out, like, not related to anything. You've mentioned a couple times the last time we did this, but we haven't explained what happened
Last
to
time.
the audience.
Does Blake want to explain what happened last time?
Yeah, what happened?
So what happened is Blake's a fucking nerd, and I am on a bunch of Patreons that give me a bunch of STL files for miniatures to print because I have a friend who has a 3D printer.
First of all, what's an STL file so it doesn't sound like a sexually transmitted disease?
That's what my brain auto-corrected.
It's a I don't know what the hell it stands for, but it's a thing that you send to a 3D printer so it prints the miniature. So it's a structural, I don't know what it stands
It's
for.
a 3D image that you can
helps,
print out of a 3D
Yeah, so that way you can
printer.
print as many miniatures as you want. And miniatures for like D&D, Pathfinder, it's your fucking like little goblins and orcs and whatever. Well, I downloaded a bunch of these files because I'm on these Patreons. So they're all on my computer. Well, what happened is we filmed and recorded like about an hour and 40 minutes of fucking gold. Just straight gold. And then it came to time to save it and export it. And what happened? It left! It didn't save!
It left me.
It took everything!
It left
we
me.
lost all of it!
It took the dog. My birds hung themselves.
It did!
Very specifically, I think it wasn't. It like had an issue if it wasn't updated, but I think more importantly, I think it ran out of space on
You
the
did.
hard drive.
Yeah.
It did.
And it was like, I'm gonna block your hard drive if I save this file, so it just deleted it.
Yeah, it didn't even have like backup files. It completely just
It was
deleted.
gone.
And then it's like, hey, don't worry, Audacity has like a automatic backup file.
Oh yeah, no,
And
everyone was
every-
so hype about the backup
Yes,
system.
and I told Ryan, I was like, you're so lucky. And then I click it, it doesn't load because it's corrupted. I'm like, God damn it!
Yeah.
No one's lucky!
I think-
We're all sucking!
I think to stop your computer from like blocking its hard drive, it just deleted the file.
Oh, I'm fucking mad.
Anyway.
Yeah, so that is.
I didn't want to talk about it! Don't sick me!
Yeah, who brought that up?
You son of a bitch! This is because of the Mole Men theme!
Yeah.
You're mad at me for the Mole Men!
Get wrecked.
Next movie. Next game,
Let's
sorry.
see, what do I got?
Next movie game.
We've got.
Game movie.
Did we talk about Alone in the Dark? Or were we talking about Resident Evil?
We just
did-
talked about
we
Alone in
just
the
talked
Dark.
Did we
about
talk
Thunder.
about the movie at all? I think we just talked about the game.
yeah.
Well, I don't remember anything.
Anyway,
from
the movie-
I,
I
I
don't-
talked
I don't
about
know
the
nothing about
CGI
the
and how he
I
was
remember
alone.
Christian Slater, and I remember the monsters not being really cool. Like, I don't know.
Your monsters sucked. All right, next movie.
Uwe Boll's listening to this crying.
Good.
In German.
Uwe bawling his eyes out.
Okay, next movie. This one's gonna be pretty good. 2005, Doom.
Doom, I love Doom. Doom was hype. That was my
Doom
childhood.
was awesome.
And it's funny because, Josh, what's your opinion about Doom?
I think Doom's a really amazing movie. I think Dwayne the Actual Rock Johnson did a
Actual
really good
Rock.
job representing Doom Guy. And I think
But he wasn't Doom Guy.
But I think as
Yeah,
a gamer,
he was
at the-
doomed guy.
Yeah, he was Doom.
Doom Guy was Carl Urban.
Shit. I think as a gamer, you know, as someone who plays a lot of like games at the time, I just saw like the first person sequences, and I was like, wow, this really
Sequence.
it relates to me.
But that was the
speaks to you
best
even.
part
And
of
I
the
was like,
movie.
this is what
The best part of the
this
game
is-
was the first person sequences.
This is what. To me, that doesn't say a lot. I hate the movie. I didn't like it.
Okay, I'm not saying it's a good movie. I just
yeah.
liked some of the
You didn't
action
like
parts
it.
in it. Did they? I'm trying to think. They had the regular imps because it was pretty much based
That-
off of like Doom 3.
that's the
They
thing,
had
yeah.
the imps. They
I
had the
think the
Pinky
monster
Demon,
designs were
but
good.
instead of
Yeah.
the legs, it had the wheels at the back.
Yeah, because
Because
it was
the guy in
the
the
wheelchair
wheelchair,
guy. Yeah.
Did they have Hell Knights?
I think
No.
it did.
They had like the two-headed.
God, I don't
imps.
remember.
I think it.
Whoa.
Here, one sec. I'm pretty sure it had Hell Knights because I think it
What,
got.
what does the Hell Knight exactly look
They're
like?
big.
Like
Here,
big.
one sec.
No eyes.
Oh, maybe there was a Hell Knight because I think that's who fights Destroyer is a Hell Knight.
Oh, maybe there was in one scene.
I think there was like one Hell Knight because there was
Just
a bunch
one
of zombie
Hell Knight.
dudes.
Did it pop up for a few frames or something like
Well,
that?
no.
yeah,
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
one
you're
laughing guy.
Yeah.
We
We love that guy.
Yeah, so
He just stood there laughing.
Yeah, there's just
one
a
of the-
giggling
one of the-
zombie.
What's
one of
so
the
funny? What was he looking at?
Why did you call him a clown?
I thought he was a clown.
Yeah.
So Patrick
Who
was-
else pops up and laughs for no
Awesome,
reason?
yep.
Clowns.
Yeah, so Patrick.
What?
when
Show
we were
me!
first
Show
talking
me! Show Patrick!
Show Patrick.
Show Patty!
When we were first
Show
talking
me
about
while
this
you're at
movie, Patrick's like, I like when he shot the clown in the face.
That actually looks really
Yeah.
bad
yeah,
for a Hell Night.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well-
I think that was like the one Hell Night. Maybe there was two.
If I was gonna give so when that movie came out, if I was gonna give an actual kind of my feelings on the movie,
what you
when
supposed to do?
well, so when that movie came out, it was right after I think Doom 3 came out, which
Yeah.
was based off of the original concept of Doom, which was the Doom Bible, which was a much more horror focused Doom experience, which they couldn't really achieve with the original software. So Doom 3 was supposed to be it's more of a horror game, which I loved when I was a kid. I loved that horror stuff. Like I
It's
grew
still
up
one of
with
my
the
favorite
Suffering, and Suffering 2, and I loved the flood level in Halo.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fucking good.
It's creepy for
So
sure.
many people hate that one 343 Guilty Spark and also the library. I don't mind them at all.
I don't
hate
mind
them.
them.
I hate those people.
I love my favorite level is the Silent Cartographer, but that's a whole.
That's all other.
thing.
That's a
We're not talking about
Yeah.
Halo.
Hold
But-
on. I like Silent Cartographer. I like Assault on the Control Room. I
you
like
got
Two
Patrick on it.
Betrayals.
We need to do a challenge that I did with my brother and
What?
replicate it. We beat the Silent Cartographer almost entirely in Warthogs without getting out of them on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, we.
Oh my
we
God.
We get two of us doing that.
But
yeah.
so
but
Doom.
Doom.
My big complaints with the movie is, I like the concept of Doom opening like a gateway to hell, and there's all these monsters coming
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
and fighting people. In the movie, I feel like a lot of the monsters were they're just people that turned into monsters. And I was like, you don't
watch
need to
out for
do
this
that.
lab experiment.
You could just have
Yeah, none
Pinky.
of them were from hell. They
Yeah.
were all mutated.
And it struck me again as the creators of the movie feeling like they needed to explain stuff. Where I was like, you don't need to explain stuff. It can just be demons getting
Yep.
on the ship.
Yeah, just have a scene where they go down into Mars and they just point look at that giant hell portal.
Yeah.
oh!
And then the cyber demon pokes through.
None of the imps
Walks out
used fireballs.
Did they not?
Yeah, none of the imps had
shit.
projectile weapons. They were just monsters that ate dudes in toilets.
Oh.
Because that's what happened to that one guy. He got eaten while he was on the toilet.
Yeah, and then they
you do.
reached in and pulled out his little poo-poo and ate that too.
Yeah, and then Pinky was like, I'm in a wheelchair.
I will give it. I think the monster designs were cool. Pinky looked cool.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, that's because it looked
They were
like
true to
Pinky
the game,
from
and
Doom 3.
they were based. Yeah,
Yeah,
based off Doom 3, basically. They had really good source material for all the designs.
But they had a lot more that they could have used from Doom 3.
Yeah.
They had the creepy little cherub, little baby things flying around and shit. They had
They
the
didn't have a whole bunch of monsters.
You guys want
They
to
had
talk about that
Mancubus.
first-person sequence?
Yes. Because I love that first person sequence. I think it's fucking awesome, and I understand why they couldn't make the whole movie like that.
Right.
But God, that part is legit fire in my brain.
My only complaint is that it's too short.
It's too
basically.
short,
Yeah.
but he fights
Yeah.
Pinky
Yeah.
in first person. I thought that was badass.
My only complaint is that there weren't any clowns.
Yeah, wasn't
Yeah,
a
what the fuck
clown.
are you talking about?
There was still a laughing guy, and
was
the
messed
guy just
up.
standing there laughing just made me
Yeah.
think it was a clown.
Just having fun, and they killed him.
Yeah, bastard Grim Reaper. Well, that's what the character's name was. It was Reaper.
It's
Because his name was John Grimm. Fuck you.
what me?
No.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you know what,
that's
John?
fair. I don't
We're
like
done
it.
with you, Josh.
Fucking people wrote that character name. I'm the Kid. I'm Duke. I'm Destroyer. I'm Goat. I'm Rock.
Didn't the main character in Doom 3 actually have a real name?
Yeah, it was,
Instead of Doom
Dwayne the
Guy?
Rock Johnson.
Punchy McGee.
Punchy
It was
McGee.
Flashlight. Don't fuck with
Dude, I freaking love
Risa.
Super Turbo Turkey Puncher 3.
Oh yeah, that little arcade punch the turkey.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh man.
You get an achievement for going at it for
It's-
a million years.
It's funny though with the first person. It's actually funny because before this, I've never heard anyone say the Doom movie. So in the previous podcast, it's totally. I think there's a lot of movies that aren't considered good that I've watched.
we don't want to talk about
Yeah, the
that.
previous
It's like Ravenloft.
well, in the previous podcast, it was funny because we went straight to Doom, and I was like, "Oh, Doom!" I know, we were all kind of on the same page with these movies, but then everyone was like, "I whoa,
Yeah, you were the outlier.
that sequence was amazing, and I was like, what?
I'm going to say something that's controversial.
Yeah,
I don't like
I didn't know. I was like, I didn't know this was a controversial take, but I don't know. The way I see it is, if a movie's entertaining, then it doesn't matter if someone.
It appealed to my
like
angsty 13-year-old self at the time.
It shaped how I played with like my G.I. Joes. Because like I used to play with G.I. Joes all the time in my action figures, and I was like, I want to be Doom right now. Like I want to play Doom, and I was like, and I was like, oh, on the walls and the monsters.
this guy in a wheelchair. Oh,
get him!
I just want to bring up how Doom was like really good with the darkness and stuff. There's that one level where you're following the guy with the lantern.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
he
God.
lights it, so you shoot, but Blake always fucking killed him. So he either runs around in the darkness or with his flashlight bashing him.
Dude, there is something, and this is a reason why I love Killer Instinct and I love button mashing. I am a melee fighter until I die. When I first played Dead Space, everyone's like, Blake, you can't melee kill stuff, and I was like, I'd rather rip off my own kneecaps and ski down the slopes than tell me I can't melee fight.
you might like Callisto.
Dude, I might. Because, so in Doom,
It did not feel
also,
satisfying.
real quick about fucking Doom, they changed it in like the later Doom BFG editions or whatever. You have a flashlight on your fucking shoulder.
Right.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm like, no, it's supposed to be a handheld
That's true.
Yeah, I
flashlight
totally
'cause
missed
they need
that.
to fight for your fucking life. And
Yeah.
it's
I
like,
remember getting the people and they're like, and all their skin explodes.
Yeah, I
There's
freaking
some
love
Freaking love it. Oh yeah, I
skeleton,
forgot it looked so good when you like hit stuff.
yeah. Dude, I might play Doom 3 soon. I love that game.
And it's funny because it got kind of panned by critics, but I loved Doom 3 when it came out. I was like,
Yeah.
it was great. It was a fun horror game.
We should probably move on to the next one.
I think we should just turn this into a Doom podcast.
Yeah.
No, Doom will be another podcast.
Let's talk about Resurrection of Evil. The DLC.
Let's not right now.
Although I did think it was funny on the last boss. We were like walking out, oh, and there's Cyberdemon's like, oh, I've been here the whole time.
He's just like
I'm just-
standing around down
What's he
there.
doing standing there? And then he's just like staring down at the homie.
You know, you guys
Slayer.
probably don't watch most of my YouTube content, but I did a Let's
No,
Play.
I actually do. I just go there to dislike all of them.
I wonder who that was, but I did a Doom 3 Let's Play, and I've never beaten Doom 3 until that Let's Play. So when I beat the final
Cyberdemon's
boss,
cool.
it just kind of like ended, and then that
Yeah.
one guy flies away, and I was like, who the
Oh,
fuck was that? And then
yeah.
the game ended, I was like, what's
Freaking
happening?
Oh
Dr.
yeah,
Mercer.
yeah. That was
like
a weird
the
ending.
freaking like weird dragon
I was
thing
like,
Yeah.
opens
I
up
was
its
like, oh,
mouth and his
shit.
head comes like ah.
I was like, I fight
Yeah.
that guy next, and then he's gone.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
so- it
but
was
you
fucking
fight
funny.
him in the DLC.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's my Doom story. I like the movie.
Yeah.
It's got Karl Urban in it.
I think it's unanimous. We
Yeah,
like the
most
Doom
people
movie.
like
Yeah.
the
All
Doom
right,
3 against
next
1.
movie.
Okay, it's Blood Rain.
Damn, I haven't seen Blood Rain.
Man, I wish. Just kidding. I never want to see it. I haven't seen it.
So here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
I told you guys I watched a Uwe Boll movie.
Oh my
I
god.
watched Blood Rain recently.
No.
Let me tell you about Blood Rain.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm blowing up the mic, whatever.
We'll
So
figure it out.
I watched Blood Rain. I have probably never seen another movie with such bad fucking editing.
Really?
Because it kept doing this thing where something would happen. It would cut slightly to the future by like 5 minutes. And then it would do a bunch of flashback scenes to tell you what happened in those 5
that's
minutes.
annoying.
And it kept doing it. And then the movie ended, and she sits down on the throne after killing Ben Kingsley, and there's an entire flashback of the entire movie in complete silence except for music. There's no talking, just music. And you see all the time she like ate someone, drank blood, killed someone, or when like stuff happened, and then just builds up of music, and it's the entire movie, but just sped up as she just sits there thinking about it. Then she smiles, gets on a horse, and rides off. And also, that movie had probably one of the most intimate sex scenes I've ever seen, because she's like fucking a dude on a prison door, like with the bars. She's just like fucking gay him.
yeah.
So hold on. Where did you find this movie? I'm a little bit interested
We didn't
now.
watch it, but the dude straight up just like licks and sucks on her boob, and I was like, I don't know if that was
Intentional or
yeah, 'cause,
like?
I think it's
I bet that was
real.
freaking Uwe Boll.
That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say.
was
I didn't know this, but Uwe
I don't know if
actually
that was
sucked
Uwe
in
Boll or
that
if that was the actor, but I was like, those are her real tits. Like, they're just out. That movie is not well acted whatsoever. But Michael Madsen is in it, and so is Ben Kingsley. Ben Kingsley's
Oh my
in the
god.
movie.
What's he doing there?
I don't know, but funny, there's multiple actors that Uwe Boll uses in that movie as well.
Oh,
and there's
yeah.
one guy who looks like he's cross-eyed the whole time, and I thought that guy was a fucking joke. But funny enough, Michelle Rodriguez is in that movie.
What?
Michelle Rodriguez is in it, and guess what?
How'd she get roped into that?
Dude, I don't know. But that movie had the most, like, anytime a character died that was like a main character, it was the most flat-toned, flat-paced death I've ever seen.
Like they're dead, move on
sort
of thing?
Well, like, exactly. So her and Michelle Rodriguez have like a playful sword fight, and then later when Michelle Rodriguez betrays and becomes evil, they're underwater. Michelle Rodriguez stabs her twice, climbs out of the water, Blood Rain gets behind her, and they go, and then she cracks her neck and kills her, and then sucks her blood. That's it! That's all Michelle Rodriguez is! And I was like, I thought this was going to be like a big fight scene, but instead she's like, oh, I'm on water! And then she died. And then like the guy that she fucks gets killed, and she goes, I'll turn into a vampire. He goes, God, please don't. Please just let me die. And then Ben Kingsley's like, so flat. Every line delivery every character does is so lame. And that movie's just lame. It's a lame movie. And I was telling Patrick, I don't know how he made a House of the Dead, Alone in the Dark, and Blood Rain within like the same 2 years. He made Alone in the Dark and Blood Rain in the same year.
By reducing the quality.
And how did he get all the rights to these video games?
But not even just that. Blood Rain, he made a trilogy out of. There's 2 more. So I gotta watch them now.
All right, yeah.
But yeah, I was so excited because I told Patrick, I'm watching an Uwe Boll movie, but I'm not gonna tell you because I was like, I can't wait till you say that on the list so I could I watched Blood Rain. Because when we did the original podcast, I hadn't seen it. I watched it recently. It was bad. And then there's so many parts where like she'll just like eat people. It's just so fucking bad. And then of course she gets like her swords that are like in the game. But then they're like, oh, we have to show you a flashback of who she got those from. I'm like, you mean the lady you just showed us 5 seconds ago? Like, I know who the fuck you're about to show me. The flashbacks in that shit was stupid. But it's at the time, they're like, we have to make sure it's a full-length feature film. So we'll just keep flashbacking everything.
Flashbacks to her, like, going into a tobacco store and, like, like, seeing the swords and, like, with the case with all the little knives and shurikens and stuff.
And she gets, yeah, basically.
Man, my favorite scene in that movie is when at the end she's riding away on the horse, looks at the screen and says, looks like it's about to rain blood. And then it ends.
Did she really say that?
No.
Also,
Okay.
I don't know.
I would have believed it for sure.
The props in that movie are dog shit. The sword that her and Michelle Rodriguez use while they do like their little like playful duel, they look like if you were to take wooden swords and cover them with aluminum foil. The blades are so fucking fat and they look so stupid and shiny. I could not stand it. I was having a bad fucking time.
Wait, was it like the sword from that one Howling movie?
I want to say yes. Fuck the Howling franchise. But we're not talking about the Howling franchise. Sorry.
I know, that comes later.
I really was excited to blow your guys' mind that I watched Blood
You certainly
Rain.
did.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't wait to
I can't
watch the next
believe it.
2 and just kill myself.
I don't think we can ever trust you again.
I know, I'm a bastard. Well, I want to make sure that I watch most of these movies so that way I can save you guys. Because I give you content and you don't have to talk.
We gotta do some good movies sometime.
We do. 'Cause Patrick has
Next
talked-
movie.
That comes
What?
later.
Yeah, Patrick's talked about that we should watch some good movies.
Yeah.
So I think Josh should probably pick them because Josh is like,
Josh knows good movies.
yeah, like Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots 2.
Dude, I
Yeah.
love that movie. Holy
We're getting way
shit.
off topic now.
Yeah, sorry, we're way off
topic.
It could be a video game.
No, it's not! Shut up!
They have a Shrek video game.
Here it comes. Silent Hill.
Oh yeah!
We just watched
We
that
just
one.
watched that.
This
Josh
is
came in
fresh.
the last 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's all like the last
fresh.
maybe
Josh,
10 or
what do you
15.
think about those last 15
Yeah.
minutes?
I thought that it didn't seem like it's like the climax that everyone talks about where it's like, oh my god, the ending is so crazy, and I was like, I don't know, the person who comes up that's like supposed to be all burnt, the prosthetic effects that they have look
Oh yeah,
awful.
Ham Child.
Yeah, it looks like a ham.
Yeah.
And then the CG looks goofy. It looks like it just feels like it's trying too hard to like be edgy in terms of the gore. But then also you realize you're talking about a Silent Hill movie, and it's like it shouldn't be doing any of these things. If they didn't tell me it was silent, and also Silent Hill is a pretty well liked.
And it's
video game
recognizable
adaptation.
too. Like
Yeah. If they didn't tell me it was Silent Hill, I wouldn't have been able to guess what movie it was. And also the ending shot is awful.
Oh, yeah.
So for some reason the movie ends with panning away from Sean Bean and it ends looking at a bush.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the significance of that bush
Maybe
was.
we're stupid. We're like missing.
I don't get it. 'Cause it's like it's raining and it's sunny and it's a green bush. Is it because like I don't even know. What the fuck could that possibly mean? A green bush?
It's really hard to pull anything out of
It had nothing to
that.
do with any part of the movie. It was fucking weird. Yeah. So Ryan, what did you think about the movie? We'll do it. We'll just go in a circle.
Yeah, overall, like
I'm gonna have very.
I don't know,
different
maybe a 5 out of 10 experience. Again, it was. I think probably looked good for the time. Like I actually thought like some of the cinematography and like the environments looked really good. I liked all the like town segments. I just felt very disjointed the entire way through. I was like,
absolutely,
where is everything connecting here that like I just couldn't figure out. I think there was one point I was like, she's literally looking for the plot. Like, what is she looking for? Yeah. So I don't know. My whole experience was like, this is confusing, but it's at least good environment and creepy monsters. That's what I generally want.
I remember there was a time where you were like, you forgot that she was looking for a daughter.
Which is I forgot the daughter even existed in the first place.
God. Patrick, what do you think of it?
I really liked like they made the atmosphere right mostly for what Silent Hill looks like. Some of like the locations and stuff look pretty good. They had like a bunch of monsters from the second Silent Hill, like the nurses and Pyramid Head and the little armless man. But in the video game, he like shoots weird smoke at you, and you go.
Not acid tar.
Yeah, they don't spit acid tar on you. They don't assault cops and stuff.
They had to do that to make her remove her helmet, which I think.
It's like, look at this hair.
She's blonde and it's short.
Whoa, she's a woman.
My opinion, which is going to be very different, is I actually really enjoyed the Silent Hill movie. I've watched that movie a whole bunch of times, but rewatching it every time, it's like the pacing of it is just weird. Yeah. Because to me, they should have built up to when it's finally revealed Silent Hill's bad. But what they do is they like show normal shit, some dark shit, this, and this. They give you this exposition. Then all of a sudden she goes to Silent Hill and boom, all of a sudden it turns into the dark, furnace, melty world. And then it goes back to her exploring around the foggy town. Everything's a mystery again. And then it goes back to that. I'm like, well, no, it seems so disjointed to have this really. And not only was it just, the atmosphere changed. She got chased by like 30 to like 50 children demons.
There's like an army of monsters after her.
I'm not even sure if those were in the game.
Probably not. Probably some version. Wait, no, I think some version of them. I think there are little kid demon fuckers. But that might just be children.
What?
That might just be... it just seems so weird for her to be assaulted by like 30 to 50 of these demons. And then it goes back to her running around like, where's my daughter? What's happening? Oh, and then the cop's like, I'm going to fucking arrest you. I'm like, what the fuck about those demons? Where the fuck you just get talking? What the fuck you talking about? And then, I don't know. It just seemed like the pacing was so bad. And I was like, I understand the game, that stuff kind of happens, but at the same time in the game, you're like by yourself for most of it, from my understanding. I don't know. I've only played Homecoming like a chump.
I played 2 not too long ago. It was really good, let me tell you. And it's really interesting because you like run into other like actual people in it, and even like a little freaking girl. And it becomes obvious that, like, they each see Silent Hill differently, especially the little girl, because she's, like, not scared of anything. She's probably not even seeing any monsters. It probably just looks normal to her. But it's so weird, because, like, you're fighting all these monsters and stuff, then you go into a room and you see some fat guy eating pizza, and you're like, what are you doing? The voice acting is so corny, but it's so freaking good. Oh, my God.
So one of the things I think is hard to grasp about, like, say if you've never played a Silent Hill game and you watch a Silent Hill movie, it would be pretty tough to grasp that Silent Hill is different for each person. Like, I knew that going into it, but, like, the movie never really set that up really well.
I don't think they had that in the movie, though. I don't think they included it being different for everybody, because it seemed like everybody was experiencing the same things.
Yeah, Silent Hill is supposed to be your nightmare. Mm-hmm. Like, whatever is fucked up with you bring to Silent Hill. Silent Hill basically personification. Which is, so one of the biggest concerns about the Silent Hill movie is that they include Pyramid Head. Mm-hmm. And Pyramid Head is Silent Hill 2, and he belongs to a very specific...
Huh?
Fuck? What were you looking at?
I'm just looking around the room.
Pyramid Head is attached to James Sunderland.
Sunderland.
So Pyramid Head belongs to one person, but when they made the movie, they're like, well, shit, we need to have a big boogeyman. Basically, that's how they always described him. So they took Pyramid Head, but Pyramid Head is one person's nightmare. Mm-hmm. So it seems so fucking weird to make a movie where you're drawing inspiration from Silent Hill 1 and 2 and 3, and you put it all together with characters that aren't from the game, and then you're like, oh, hey, this is it, and then you make the second one, it's basically the exact same shit, and it's like, what are we doing? Like, why not just make the first fucking one? That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah.
But Sean Bean lived.
I'm surprised.
Yeah,
Yep.
he lives in the second one too. It's like the only franchise he makes it all the way through to the end.
Damn.
But then the franchise died, so technically he did die.
So he.
Oh no. Well, they're making the movie based on Silent Hill 2 now, and unfortunately, it's being made by the same guy. So.
What?
Yeah.
You just did such a good job that first time.
Well,
Yeah. And second time.
And second time.
That's a really good segment to lead to. I think this is going to be the end of part 1 of this discussion.
Okay.
Because we're at about an hour and a half, and I think we have a lot more to go. So this will be the end of part 1. So stay tuned for part 2, where we'll continue our discussion about video games that got turned into movies and shit. Everyone's signing out. Everyone say bye.
Bye.
Ryan signing off.
Ryan put his fucking saluted bastard.
Who was you saluting?
The Chuds and
audience.
the Mole Rat Radio.
We're
And
still recording? Good. I was like, don't you say that shit from this morning. Okay.
Mole rat.
Yeah.
Aren't we the Mole Rat? What?
We're the mole people.
Mole people. Sorry,
Yeah.
damn it. I'll get it right next time.
Make
Anyway.
sure to tune in next time for Underground Mole Radio.
Like air horn, like.
Okay, stop it.